Hello everybody, Mr. Storm here. Welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4, Millennium Dawn, Honduras. In the last episode, we started working on trying to influence our neighbors, particularly in Nicaragua and Guatemala. But we were not able to generate sufficient quantities of influence over them fast enough to counteract their own efforts to reduce said influence. So trying to slowly influence our neighbors to the point that we can then puppet them and then reduce their autonomy to the point we can integrate them. Though we don't really need to actually do that since we actually have a decision that'll do that. But at the very least, to get them to become puppet states is probably not going to work. So then we need to move on to Plan B. So Plan B is going to be, well, military action. So we need to get our army up to speed. So I did design a new Marine brigade here. Which is a brigade, not a battalion. Alright, well let's edit that then. This is not a battalion anymore. Alright. So we've got that up to strength, but our army is not large enough to be able to support a special forces brigade of that size. So I decided to convert them over to foot infantry, our Marines, to foot infantry, because right now we really don't need Marines. We're not trying to do any kind of naval invasions. So, yeah, we need to fill them in. And the war between NATO and Russia ended, and Russia is now, well, a mess. So we'll see where things end up going. We'll see where things end up going. So, now let's see. They have 4 divisions, 4 units on their border. We have 7 units, though we're going to have a lot of issues with manpower and equipment. Okay. Nope. Alright, naval reform is done. $500 million to build a naval base. Sure. Alright. Right now we're actually good on both those pieces of equipment. Let's move those factories over to start producing man pads and ATGMs, since we don't have those upgraded. We need to import. I probably actually have enough to import a little bit. Let's import some precious metals from Brazil. Okay. Alright. We are going to need volunteer service for women. I think we're going to have to change that. Actually, we're going to change a couple of things. One, we need to go to neo-imperialism. For one thing, volunteer service for women. More than 89. Let's see. Partial draft. Alright. Army experience gain, naval experience gain, division attack, division defense. Training time, net migration rates, military wage. Mandatory service. Okay, that reduces the amount of EXP we get. I don't like those penalties that we get from mandatory service. So we'll switch up to partial draft. Start increasing the amount of recruitable population that we get. Indonesia has declared war on Malaysia. Really? It looks like Indonesia did not have troops in position. At least not immediately. Alright, naval bases. 15 billion for a couple of naval yards. We don't even have ship designs. Hold on. Naval doctrine. High efficiency, low emissions technologies. Good. Let's reduce all of our power consumption. Third generation night vision. It's not quite 2015 yet. Special forces capacity multiplier. That's not really necessary right now. Let's get some body armor improvements. Alright, 2005 artillery. Which means we actually do have improved artillery that we can make. But right now, getting missing equipment is more important than getting upgraded equipment. Hmm. Yeah, we just need more population. Alright, so we got some bonuses for Naval Doctrine. There we go. Alright, let's get Naval Doctrine Expertise. We have all of our manpower filled in. Can I actually train? Yes, we can train another unit. Alright, good. It doesn't have any utility vehicles. Bit of an issue. Alright, gene targeting pesticides. Increases monthly population. We do need to work on this. Well, we need to work on all of this, so... yeah. We're gonna need anything that's gonna prevent manpower losses. Alright, let's start planning. Oh no, these are doing upgrades, okay. Alright, looks like ATGMs are good to go. Alright, go ahead and build the dockyards. Alright, start building utility vehicles. And then, yeah, we're gonna want multi-role fighters. Multi-role fighters. Because do we know anything about the Nicaraguan Air Force? They have no planes. Yeah, we built that and went immediately into consumer goods. Alright, what we're gonna need is these, we're going to need another fossil fuel power plant. Get the infrastructure built, then build another power plant. Ooh, actually, we're going to need the power plant first, because we're about to get 2 dockyards. Alright, sustained fire doctrine. Multiple round simultaneous impacts. Let's say that, yeah, our new unit is high importance. Alright, the dockyards are done. We actually now have dockyards. Combined defense industry. Naval dockyard tax revenue, productivity, and that gives us another military industry. So let's do it. Alright, let's make sure that we are overdrafting, okay? Reduce the consumption. Trade agreement from Iran. Sure. The death of King Abdullah of Saudi Arabia. Alright, question is, do I want to start justifying a war goal? 15th of February 2015. Can I take them? I probably can take them. Alright, we're going to justify the war goal. Nobody's guaranteeing their independence, right? Does anybody immediately guarantee their independence? No. Let's make sure they're not a member of a faction. They are not. Okay. I think we're in the clear. Point 4. Let's see. Reduces the workforce size. All right, do it. We're going to increase our military spending ever so slightly. We're going to be fine. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to pay down that debt, which would decrease our interest payments. Okay, so we can bump that back up. Upgraded power plants, so that means that we are consuming less power. It is now 2015, so keep on working on that. And there is our first new military unit. Excellent. Combined defense industries. So we actually now have more military factories than 2. So we can take that. Yep, let's grab improved tactical vest. Okay, so we have all of our man pads. Let's go ahead and... Oh, I'll put that there. Ah, crap. Okay, let's get the upgrade artillery. And yeah, we're short rubber. Alright, Burma was annexed. Alright. Yeah, I think what we're going to do is we're going to stop this construction. We have infrastructure being built. The network infrastructure is built. We probably can upgrade our air bases. That shouldn't do anything. We have naval bases that can get upgraded. Yeah, we have a bunch of stuff that we can do. Commercialized agricultural district. That's probably something we should do some more of. All right. Can I train another unit? Yeah, let's train 2 more units. Multiple rounds, simultaneous impact. Alright, that's 2025. Alright, let's improve the ATGMs. 530. No, 50,000. Yeah, we're still ways off for any new research. Let's do an emerging outlook propaganda campaign. Hopefully that won't be too expensive. No, not too expensive. Pretty expensive, but not too expensive. All right. Iran has some foreign influence. No, sir. Make sure that nobody has guaranteed them. No, nobody has guaranteed them. 6th of December. Okay, so we've got a little ways to go yet. Buran shuttle repaired by Russia. I thought I saw that event already. Maybe I'm confused. Okay. Oh, they've brought more forces to the border. So now we're seeing 6. We're seeing 6. Why are we down to only 4 civilian factories? We need to start putting some people in command here. I have Air Forces command. We'll go with infantry combat schools. Air Force Command. Untrained pilots penalty for new air wings. Air home defense. We'll go with centralized control. All right. Bunch of elections. Alright, so we have 2 multi-role fighters now. 1.9 per month. 1.2 per month. Let's research special forces. Alright, there's our 2 new units. Uniform improvements. Alright. Alright, fire and forget is complete. Let's get ATGM 2005s. Alright, so that's freed that up. Let's go ahead and get an intelligence agency. We'll go with, maybe that one? Possibly. Alright, I need a name for it. Give me a sec. Alright, this is what I come up with. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce it, so let's create the agency. Alright. Let's use what? Have a light multi-role wing. Those are light. All right, let's disband. Let's disband this. All right. A37 Dragonfly, a 3rd gen light multi-role fighter. I mean, these should be the same. So why? Yeah, why are they all separate? Yeah, they have that equipment tag. All right, agency is created. Then let's go ahead and expand the Secret Service. All right, well, I mean, we have them. Let's say that you're going to do close air support. All right, but I think that we are at the end of the episode. And we're getting pretty close to having our justification complete. All right. And we'll see how it goes when we come back for the next episode. So for now, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.